So I'm now just going to chop up some potatoes. These have all been nicely washed when they were put into the bag, so they're going to be boiled, so there's not going to be any bugs left once they've been boiled. So I'm just going to cut those in half because they'll just cook a bit more easily that way. So I'm not peeling these, but if you want to peel one, it's quite easy with the peeler. Just watch out for your fingers and just turn the potato gently round in your hand. If you can see that, I don't know whether you can. And then just keep sliding the peeler back. Take out all the black bits and nasty bits. There we go. And then just do the little ends. There we go. Spreading mess and muck everywhere. Look at that. And there we are. Perfect, nice little clean potato ready to go in the saucepan. I'm going to cut that in half as well. But as I say, I tend to leave the skins basically on because I think it adds a little bit to the flavour. Similar sort of thing with the carrots. Just choose how many carrots and how many potatoes you need for how many people you're feeding, but 1 carrot per person and probably 3 or 4 potatoes per person would be fine. But if you're a bigger, now I'm going to finish off peeling the carrots. So similar sort of principle as the get your peeler and your carrot, you can just pull it down. Keep turning the carrot in your hand like you did with the potato. Turn, turn, peel, 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 turn, turn, peel, turn, turn, peel. And then that's cut up, and then all I do is I just cut them into little rounds about 1 centimetre thick. So dunk, 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 dunk. Just watch out for your fingers, especially if you had a drip. And I'm going to put those 2 into the steamer section of my steaming saucepan. The potatoes are in the ordinary saucepan, so those will boil and then the others will steam. And we'll do the other carrot in the same way. So there are potatoes in our saucepan. We're going to just cover those with just enough water to cover the potatoes. Hi guys, now we've covered the potatoes with just enough water to literally cover them. We'll put those onto a high heat and bring them to the boil until the water is bubbling away quite nicely, and they will take a total of 20 minutes cooking time. So we will cook them initially for 8 minutes, and then we will add the carrots, which we will cook for another 4 minutes, and then we will add the frozen broccoli, which we will cook for a further 8 minutes, which then means that the potatoes have had, by the end of the time, will have had 20 minutes cooking time, the carrots about 12 minutes, and the frozen broccoli about 8 minutes, making your total time of 20 minutes. Sounds confusing. Confused me for a while, but I wrote it down and I think I've now got the hang of it. So 8 minutes initially for the potatoes, then add the carrots, cook for a further 4 minutes, and then add the frozen broccoli into the top tier of the steamer for a further 8 minutes. If you keep the heat up to about I don't know, 3 or 4 on the hot plate, it should maintain the steam in the steamer, and that should all come out hopefully quite nicely. If you haven't got a steamer, there's no reason why you shouldn't just cook them all individually in separate pans, a little bit more expensive, or possibly do them in the microwave. But just follow the instructions on the back of the packets from the supermarket, which are very, very helpful. The timer was originally set for 20 minutes for the potatoes. It's now down to 13. When it gets to 12 minutes, we will then put the separator with the steamer for the carrots on. At the moment you can see them all bubbling away quite nicely there. The timer has now reached the magical 12 minutes left to go, so we're now going to add the container with the carrots in. Turn the heat up a little bit just to make sure that the steam builds up again. Make sure you keep the lid on, otherwise it won't steam. And when the timer gets to 8 minutes, we can then put the frozen broccoli on. I tend to use the frozen broccoli because over the years I've found that we waste a lot of the fresh broccoli, and the frozen broccoli is really, really good. It's frozen to perfection, like so many things that are frozen, and then you can just use as much or as little as you want, and there's no waste, which I think is good. The timer has reached the magical time of 8 minutes left to go, so it gets exciting now. We're going to put the frozen broccoli on top of the steamer. I've turned the heat up on the old steamer, so hopefully the broccoli will eventually get cooked. Now another 4 minutes to go. Hurrah! So tonight it's salmon and fish cakes, which conveniently take about 20-22 minutes to cook, so that all works well time-wise. I usually do a few extra potatoes. These are salad potatoes like Charlotte or something like that, and if you just let them cool, cut them up, add a bit of mayonnaise and a bit of little chopped up chives to them, then you've got your cheap and cheerful version of potato salad. Hey, whoopee, just think of the money you saved. Hurrah!